Oh yeah, it's time for another Retro Gaming Hippie episode. As you can see, I brought the Macho Man alongside, and he is, of course, my cameraman. You got the Retro Gaming Hippie here. Hope things are doing well wherever you're at. Down where I'm at in Oregon, it's hot. It's like Iraqi hot, man. I was going out for a run the other day. I was like, whoo, I feel like I'm in Iraq again. But that's a different story. Today, I'm going to show you a few things I picked up at thrift stores. I didn't make it out to garage sales this last weekend. I had a little bit of business to take care of. So no garage sales, man, but I found a few things at some thrift stores and then a couple things at my favorite toy store and one of my favorite video game shops here where I live. But let's get a little tasty beverage. Courtesy Widmer Hefeweizen, something I really relished quite a bit in the early 90s growing up here in Portland. Of course, the Macho Man mug. What else? Let's kick it off with a little bit of thrift store finds. And believe it or not, at Goodwill, of all places, Goodwill, which has their own website called Shop Goodwill, where they generally ship all the good things. This is why you won't find probably cartridge-based stuff in any of their stores. I mean, I never see any cartridge-based stuff at their stores. But I did find a couple of PlayStation 2 games that are strictly going to go on the resale or maybe trade market for me at $5 each, and I was pretty shocked at that. There are good games. They're just not something for the hippie anymore. I got plenty of good games to play. But little RPG, Valkyrie Profile 2, Square Enix, which I believe is an offshoot of probably Squaresoft, which you might know from like Final Fantasy games. Honestly, I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing. I played a little bit to make sure it works. Plays good. It's fun. It's your pretty standard, RPG from that era. Complete in box manuals are actually really, really nice shape. They even smell new, man. I come from there where we smelled new papers. If you ever seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High, you'll know what I'm talking about. The other one was Champions of Norrath. I would best describe this as similar to Gauntlet as far as overhead gameplay. I believe it's at least 2-player supported. It probably was at least 2 or more when it was online back then. I don't know. I didn't play that online. Surely doesn't work online anymore. Again, this one is complete in box and very good manual. Probably came from the same people. They were $5 each. Pretty sure I can flip these for an easy $50 together. Either on eBay, I'll probably ask a little bit more, or just locally. So that's a pretty quick turnaround there. And they also had a new controller the hippie doesn't have in color for his favorite system next to ColecoVision and Commodore 64, which is PS2. It's one of the very few things that I have multiple controllers for of different colors. Not really into having, a lot of everything on the controllers, but the PS2 I really like. So this was another one. And of course, it was like $1.50. So of course, I'm going to grab it. Worked great. Down the road was another little thrift store called a Red, White, and Blue store that's way overpriced when it comes to video games, like even more money than a game store. Their toys, probably the same thing. They all have them behind the counter. I didn't really look at those because they never have anything back there I'm looking for. But they had those bags, that hang. And so I was digging through their bags, and in one of them I saw, for $4 for the bag, an old school Farm Boy Luke with extremely tight joints. Almost too tight in my opinion. I mean, I'm not an expert on it, and it was kind of discolored, so I'm thinking, man, I don't know if somebody slapped together new parts, but yeah, real tight joints, real clean figure. I don't collect Star Wars anymore. Everybody knows I'm out of Star Wars for a lot of reasons. I actually traded in all the Star Wars stuff I had at a local toy shop for a bunch of credit. But for $5, I know I can probably unload this somewhere else. Plus, the bag had this little figure that I was pretty sure, and then I got some confirmation is Mask, which stood for Mobile Armor Strike Command, I think, which was a cartoon / comic stuff from the 80s that I think I saw the cartoon a few times, but I never had any of the toys. I was pretty much out of collecting toys when these things came out. By 87 or 88, I really wasn't into collecting toys. I was into a lot of other things at that time. It's called puberty, my friends. But she was in the bag too. I'm sure I can flip this or, minor flip, but flip's a flip, or trade, I'm definitely down for trades if it's something I want, of course. And it had one more other little figure that was kind of worth maybe noting here, which is an old Fisher-Price Adventure People. And I like to call this me because evidently he's an airplane mechanic, which is something I did in the service for many years, amongst many other things like you do in the military. But my primary job was an aircraft mechanic, and so is this dude. So it could be me. And I believe it was 1973, which was the year the hippie was born. 50 cents at another little thrift store, Midnight Club 2. I normally wouldn't, if it wasn't 50 cents, I wouldn't have bought this. For one, it being complete, and then it also had a little memory card. in it. So it definitely is worth more than 50 cents considering what it had. Rockstar, which is Grand Theft Auto. I played it for a little bit. I mean, it's a driving game. There might be something more to it, but it seemed like a fun driving game. Good music, good control. So I mean, if you like driving games, definitely check it out. But that's definitely not my bag. Tuned down to one of my favorite game stores down in the Portland area where I'm at here, Portland, Oregon, called SideQuest Games. I've mentioned them before. A lot of great stuff, very friendly staff, good trading value, and I decided to pick up a few games there that I didn't have that I just like to play. One being the Tecmo Super Bowl III, the final edition, on Sega Genesis. It was the cardboard box version. And Tecmo NBA Super Basketball. I like the Tecmo Super Bowl games for football. I thought they were very simply made, very well made, very pick up and play go. So I thought, well, this might be kind of fun. Let's see what they did with this. Of course, it's complete in box. It's okay. It's very similar to a lot of the games in this era. Like I have Lakers versus Celtics, or Bulls versus Blazers, or Team USA. All those EA Sports basketball games. It's kind of like those. Plays a little bit faster, but in the context, if you want a basketball game that's fun and on the Genesis Genesis and Super Nintendo had it. You can't beat NBA Jam. I understand it's not. That's more of a simulation, but it's just far more fun than this. And hey, if you know of a basketball game on Genesis that you think is better to play than like NBA Jam, that's an actual basketball game, by all means, let me know. But I mean, the EA Sports games are probably some of your best ones on that, and they don't age very well, man. I've been playing the Lakers versus Celtics a little bit, and it's just really, really slow. Made my way down to one of my favorite toy shops, where I traded all that Star Wars stuff. Had a bunch of credit to burn, and since I wasn't going to be returning to that store again because of their mask policies, which I don't fly with, I decided I was going to unload all my credit. So I was going through and just trying to find, I had like $220 worth of credit, things I wanted first, and then things I thought I could flip and sell, because at this point I was just wanting to make money. And they have a ton of great stuff in there. I do recommend the place if you like toys, coins. They have some video games. I mean, they used to have a lot of stuff. It's called the Coin Hobby Store in Oregon City. It's just, I don't vibe with this mask thing anymore. I respect your wishes as a business to do as you please, but I'm not going to spend my money there anymore. So I found some Motu pieces that I didn't have yet. Land Shark vehicle. This is all vintage stuff. I understand they're making these out again, retro line or whatnot. I don't get into that really. But yeah, this is all vintage. This is the Land Shark. Pretty cool piece, man. I like it. Another vehicle, which I didn't have yet, the Wind Raider. They weren't complete, not all of them, but pretty complete. Complete enough for me, man. Little hook comes out. And you can save whoever might be dying. Did pick up a video game for one of my favorite systems, like I mentioned before, ColecoVision Illusions. I don't have this one. I don't know anything about it. It was just, I was trying to burn through credit and I wasn't finding things, but I knew that I wanted to complete out ColecoVision probably at some point, so I got that. And Dragon's Lair, if you remember that game in the arcade, I have it on 3DO, which is probably one of the better ports of the actual gameplay that you'll find on an old console system. I think they did it on a few other things, maybe CDI. I know they did it on Nintendo. I know they did it on Super Nintendo, I think. Those are probably, they're nothing. And GameCube has a Dragon's Lair. They're nothing. Like, if you want something close to what it was like in the arcade, the 3DO does pretty good. Same with Space Ace, which is another one of those kind of point and click when you got two cartoon games. But they did these cards back in the day, little card packs. And so they had a little setup of these. These are the stickers. And what's kind of cool about the stickers on the back, every little area, it's going to tell you how to navigate through that little part of the game. So that's kind of a nice little tip. The cards themselves were like little games. You scratched off. You didn't win anything. I don't think this is when you're talking lottery tickets or anything. It was kind of a little scratch-off game. You might remember they also did, I can reach it without moving. Nintendo did things like that too. I have a bunch of these sealed and packed that have little stickers, have little game tips, and then have little scratch-off games. There was another one called like Video City, which was a mixture of arcade games like Donkey Kong, Saxon. The wax packs back in the 80s and 90s were huge. And they wax packed everything, kind of like how Mego did action figures back in the day. Alien the movie, Love Boat, Magnum PI, Three's Company, Mork and Me, you name it, there was wax packs, card sets pretty much for it. Bubblegum, you know, the whole spiel. These actually, if you ever get to my store, well, not my store, I mean eBay sale, I usually throw one of these in for free to anybody that buys stuff. You know, if it's a large buy or something, I just throw it in there for free with a little note. Thanks for buying, Retro Gaming Hippie. Check me out on YouTube. But yeah, I usually throw something like this in there for free. I was trying to find more things I could try to maybe flip or even play at that store. So Sega Genesis, Last Action Hero. I've never played this. Surprisingly, I dig the movie. It's not a bad movie at all. Of course, complete in box like most Sega Genesis games are. But I don't know if that's going to be a keeper. Just like this piece is a really cool piece. You know, the hippie loves his merchandise. Little Super Mario dinner tray. Not bad condition. You know, a little dent here. A few rust spots, but it's a little dinner TV tray. I don't know if I might keep this or not. I'll probably keep it for a little while, but we'll see. One action figure to complete my collection. This is an Ovion, if I said that right, O-V-I-O-N, from Battlestar Galactica original series, which was an amazing series as a kid. Came out like in 1978 on TV, post Star Wars, and on television you saw something pretty close to Star Wars. And I dig Battlestar Galactica. I haven't seen the reboot. It's probably pretty good too. I'm sure it shifted with the times to a certain degree, but I dig the old Battlestar Galactica a lot. And I started scrambling for things I could resell, so I came across a couple of more Star Wars action figures that they had. This was at the toy shop, getting rid of my credit. And they had a lot of Star Wars stuff. I was just picking what I thought I could resell easier for a decent amount. But Darth Vader, torn cloak, not the best shape, but you know, it was all reflected in the price. It's not bad. And of course, everybody's somewhat favorite, and plus with the popularity of the Disney Bull Hookie, I had to get me a little complete Boba Fett. This is the 79 Hong Kong. You know, there's like a Taiwan version or not. Oh, and of course, no, it is not rocket firing. And you can, of course, thank that show I just talked about, Battlestar Galactica, for that, because Battlestar Galactica was smart enough to come out before them and be like, oh, forget you, Star Wars. A little rocket fire in action that some kid choked, like one kid choked on it and died. I mean, hey, sorry, Mom and Dad, but I mean, sometimes things are natural selection. And that's why we're all wearing masks now, right? Anyhow, so rocket firing went out the window, but not with my Cylon Raider and my Viper, which are both rocket fired. Made my way down to one day at the thrift store. Not usually things I usually pick up, but I dig Eddie Murphy. This was pre-Raw. I think it was the album just before Raw, but a comedy album, Eddie Murphy. Funny as heck. I'm not going to show you the back and what it says, because trust me, if you saw it and the skits he did, they would cancel Eddie Murphy now, and people are too sensitive. But cool record to have. And then my last toy store I went at and browsed through a little bit, called Dusty Tiger, which is down in this area. Didn't see anything I was looking for until I kind of looked up above his cabinets, because he has everything really laid out, and I saw this bag up there. And can't show you what was in the bag because my cat's on it right now. But G.I. Joe bag, and inside is a G.I. Joe sleeping bag from like 1986. And I camp a lot. Hell, you all know if you watch my old videos, I used to live in a tent for a long time. But I love the great outdoors, love the camping. So that G.I. Joe sleeping bag is definitely something I'm going to use. It doesn't fit me as is, but I have a He-Man sleeping bag too, and you can zip them together and they make one big sleeping bag. So definitely something I'm going to use and enjoy. So, but right now, my little princess is sitting on that sleeping bag because she's hot. It's hot, and she's just kind of passed out. Princess being my cat. But so that was it, man. From little thrift store finds, little toy store finds. No garage sales this weekend, but I think I'll hit up out there again. Good pickups of things that I wanted, and good pickups of things that I'm going to flip. So before I take off, I want to say a shout out to my friends at the Baby Otters on the Clash of Clans. This is, yep, it's Fluffhead, man. I'm a real person now. I know the rest of you guys are probably robots. I'm not really sure. You know, I joke about that. But no, man, they're my Clash of Clans clan I've been with for like 3 or 4 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. Really good clan. They're good at what they do as far as war, laid back and chill. And somehow we were conversating about toys. And I said, yeah, man, I collect toys and do videos. So Baby Otters, this drink's for you. Thanks for checking me out. Remember, I don't buy nostalgia because I am nostalgia.